Hi everybody, Cerebrosana in Paris. Here I am, I'm back. Again, after a really long absence, and I want to apologize again for that, but there are a lot of issues that can explain why I'm not making videos as regularly as I would like, or as I used to. First of all, getting my channel killed was like a shock, so it took me a couple of months before I even wanted to get a new channel back online, and it's demoralizing basically, right? All the hours and the hard work and the subs and the exchanges with people. So that was really a blow to me. But I'm starting to come around to the idea that I can't let them get to me, and that's what they want. They want us to go away. So I'm going to consciously try to make more videos so that I can keep you guys informed. And there is so much going on. There's so much going on. I just made a quick list of things I just wanted to tell you about quickly, but the point of this video was to let you know that I came across a channel that has done some incredible research on the hurricane, quote-unquote Hurricane Michael, that hit just the other day in Florida. And I've got it here on the screen. Her channel is called InTruthByGrace, and she's done 10 videos on this Hurricane Michael. And as she's making the videos, she's following the thing live as it's happening, basically. And through the course of the days that this thing was being announced and moving or not moving or whatever, she's shown all the information. And at one point, one of her subs says, hey, the data that you were just showing us, the page is no longer available, right? Where the official data, anyone can go and get it. Well, the site went down. So she was like, what? So she went back and checked, and sure enough, the data had been scrubbed. So that's in one of the videos down here where you see Hurricane Michael, U.S. government cover-up. So I've gone and made a playlist. I'm not putting the videos on my channel because I think it's best to drive the views on the person's channel that made the content. So I've just gone and pulled in all the links here so you can get them all in one place and just, chronologically just watch them. And I highly suggest watching them because it's fascinating, it's enraging, because you literally see weaponized weather in action is basically the conclusion that she has come to. So check her out, InTruthByGrace. Watch this series on my channel. I'll leave the link in the description box so you can get my playlist of her videos. And please go support her. She's got like almost 30,000 subscribers, so she's a fairly big channel. And you'll notice I almost was like, wow, she sounds a lot like me. We have similar voices, which I thought was kind of funny, and I enjoyed watching her work. She does it all sort of live and stuff. So I appreciated the work she was doing, and it sort of reminded me of the kind of work I used to do on my old channel, and which I'd like to do again on my new channel. I was going to say weather permitting, little joke. All right, so that was the first thing I wanted to mention. Tying in with Hurricane Michael, one of my subscribers, It's a Me Coffee, was asking if I might re-upload my video where I had read the table of contents of that congressional investigation into weather modification. And I thought, well, now is really a perfect time for me to do that. So I am going to re-upload that video of me reading through the table of contents right after I post this video. So it ties in with this whole climate change push, which I think we all know is just, running rampant over all of us at the moment. Right under my own nose, I'm going to be living through some sort of remodeling of my village because they've decided they need to remodel the center of the village to make it more eco this and eco that, and it's going to be a nightmare. And a main thoroughfare is going to become like a pedestrian zone. And I went to the town hall and I said, do you realize what you're going to, where's the traffic going to go? It's going to create traffic jams. It's going to create pollution. It's going to create pissed off people. And the guy looked at me and he said, well, madam, you do realize that cars are frowned upon nowadays, and we're not going to do anything to make their lives easier, the lives of the cars. And I looked at him and I said, you do realize that that sort of change is going to take years before the car disappears. Oh, yes. Yes, madam. I said, so you do realize that it's totally illogical what this whole program represents. Oh, well, for that you need to speak to someone else. And right. And it's not just under my nose, it's under everybody's noses. I mean, they want people to ride bikes. I have nothing against riding bicycles, but riding bicycles is great when you don't have stuff to transport, when you don't have kids to bring to school, when all you need to do is hop on your bike and pedal a couple kilometers to get to work or to the store or wherever you need to go. A bike is nice, but a bike cannot replace a car. And the whole business of electric cars, it's such a farce. I think I've talked about this in a previous video where they've developed this new term, range anxiety, right? Because people who have electric cars, they're afraid, they get anxious because they're not sure they're actually going to have enough battery power to get where they're trying to go. And they need to make choices. Do I put the heat on, or do I want to get to the party on time, right? Because if you put the heat on in an electric car, it uses up the battery faster. I mean, it's just, what I wanted to say about this is the whole manufacturing of this weather problem to push us into this mode of having to accept that cars are bad and all the rest. What does the car represent, people? Think about this. Think about this, seriously. The car represents your freedom of movement. That's why a car is not a bus. When you take the bus, you have to wait until the bus arrives. It has a schedule. When you take a train, you have to wait for the train to leave. It has a schedule. When you take a plane, you have to sit there and wait and get practically strip searched and take your shoes off and forget about taking your shampoo with you in your cabin bag, right? It's all the nightmare of trying to travel by air, but you're still on some schedule. So the car was people's freedom. And if you think about the history of the car, think about what we had before. We had trains, we had trams, etc. And I am a big fan of like old-time amusement parks. And one of the things that was the demise of the old amusement park was that when the car came into being, people could go wherever they wanted because they had these trams, and very often the trams would stop right at the amusement park or right at, here we have the Ganguette, was like these places where you could go and dance, right? These like dance halls things. And the people would leave Paris and they'd get on the tram and they'd go and get off the tram at this thing, the event, the attraction, be it a dance hall or... So the point is that all the death of those kinds of sweet, family fun venues was caused by the car because the car represented personal freedom, which was a good thing, right? Unfortunately for the amusement parks and the dance halls, people went elsewhere. But the point is, jump ahead 100 years, and they're now trying to take the car away from us. But it's a different world now, right? They want to take away our freedoms. So if we let them take away our cars, we're going to move less, we're going to move slower, and that's not a good thing. It's not a good thing. The electric car thing is ridiculous. They still haven't figured out how to make a battery that lasts, properly, and the batteries themselves are toxic. Where does the electricity come from to power these cars? We're going to do more nuclear energy, right? They're going to push, we need more nuclear plants to power all these stupid electric cars, right? So when you start to take apart this whole thing, it's tentacular, right? It's like a beast with lots of tentacles. Oh, it's climate, it's global warming. Oh, sorry, the planet's not warming, so we can't call it global warming. We'll call it climate change, right? Of course, the climate changes. No one can be against that, right? The climate has always changed and will change. The unfortunate factor now is that the climate change is man-made. And I'm not talking about, smokestacks and killing the ozone layer. They're killing the ozone layer themselves. All right, the spraying above my head is outrageous. I mean, I used to post videos of the chemtrails on my old channel, but I mean, I've got thousands of photos because I just shoot everything I can see, you know, just to show people. Look at this. This is so not natural, right? So this whole push to be green is all linked to another way to remove our freedoms. There's obviously more to it, but I'm just trying to make this one connection between this push to get everybody away from cars, you know, claiming that, you know, it's not good for the environment. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that's not good for the environment, like stratospheric aerosol injections, for example. And go check out this channel, you know, In Truth by Grace, and go watch her series on Hurricane Michael, and you will be blown away, no pun intended, by what she points out. You know, and as a researcher myself, you know, I watched her videos, and I think she did it absolutely correctly. You know, so yeah, so after this little video, I'm going to post the long video. It's just a video where I literally read the table of contents, and it took me 45 minutes to do it, right? Because it was a report that was 784 pages long, so it took a long time to read the table of contents. But why did I do it? I read the table of contents just so that you could see the kinds of things these chapters contained in 1978. So when people start saying, oh, they wouldn't manipulate the weather, oh, you're crazy, take your tinfoil hat off, just point them to my video and say, no, check this out. This woman has read the table of contents of a congressional report from 1978, which itself refers to weather modification techniques from the 30s and the 40s. So, nothing new under the sun, except particles falling out of the sky, killing our trees, and us at the same time. But that's another video for another day. So I hope you are all doing well, and it's Indian summer here in Paris. I don't know how it is for you, but we're enjoying Indian summer, and I'm still picking tomatoes off my balcony farm, so I'm a happy camper. All right, so that's it for today, guys. Cerebra Sana signing off from Paris. Bye, everybody.